I, 28 female, can't stop nagging my boyfriend, 33 male, even though I'm completely satisfied. I, 28 female, can't seem to stop criticizing my partners. It's a constant across my relationships, and it wrecks my relationships. So to start off, I've had 16 years of therapy, and I'm going back into therapy again because I'm desperate to fix this. Also know that we are both autistic diagnosed. I'm currently in a relationship with the man of my dreams. I literally could not wish for a better partner. He's reliable, kind, intelligent, we share a lot of values, he's active in household, and does emotional labor. Yet, I'm noticing that I'm doing the thing again. I'm constantly pointing out little things that frustrate me. Examples: he wears headphones a lot to combat overstimulation, which means I'll end up phoning him after calling 6 times. Or when he's walking upstairs, stamp footing around to the point I get pissed off. Stamp footing has a medical reason, we found out recently. Or when his dog keeps pacing around the living room and her nails on the floor drive me insane. I'll ask him to put her to rest. She doesn't really listen to me. Due to her very old age, I've accepted that it's too late to assert myself. Or that he's left without breakfast/lunch, knowing he'll collapse in exhaustion later. Or that he's overexerting himself on one day, leading to me having to run the house for the next 4 days because he needs recovery, both chronically ill, so that backlashes are normal. Or the dog coming in all wet from the rain, just after I cleaned the floor. He can't help that, of course, I get that. And I don't want to complain all the time, and most of the complaints seem to just be circumstances outside of our control. But if I don't vent them out, I become a raging mess. He on his side is telling me he's starting to feel like my emotional punching bag. He feels like he needs to withdraw more and more from me, which increases the load on me, which increases my nagging, because all the nagging is hurtful. He stated last night that he wants me to be able to communicate and tell me everything, but that he's also feeling like he's walking on eggshells. I'm more than willing to hear uncomfortable truths and do whatever work necessary to fix this dynamic, and we know it takes 2 to tango, and there's some oversensitivity on his side. Internet strangers, what's your insights on how to better this? It sounds less like nagging and more like unmanaged sensory and emotional overload that spills out at him. I'd separate venting from communication with him. You could have a private outlet first, journal, notes app, voice memo, where you dump the raw frustration. You may also write the patterns that frustrate you in a form like, when X happens, I feel Y, I need Z. Later, share patterns with him. These specific noises/situations overload me. Can we brainstorm accommodations together? That shifts it from blame to teamwork. When you say put her to rest, you just mean put her to bed for the night, correct? I think he's not the only one who gets overstimulated by noises. Also, if your current therapist isn't able to help you with this issue, you can always look for a different once. Good luck, Redheart. How are you managing your own sensory needs? Some of this sounds genuinely frustrating and deserving of a conversation, but a lot of it sounds like sensory overwhelm. So, how are you accommodating yourself in your day-to-day life? The conversations that need to be had, cleaning up after the dog, knowing his own limits for his body, etc., may be more productive if you're not constantly overstimulated. Am I the only person here who thinks the things you're complaining about are completely valid? I'd find those things really annoying too, and frankly, they're not okay. Did you thought about wearing headphones, earlugs, or those things that dampen the noise? It seems you get sensory overloaded easy, and it can make you go crazy. It is like being in pain, and every noise is as if someone put his finger on the hurting part. Maybe if he wears fluffy socks, the sound will be less. I guess because of the dog, carpet is no option. And you really need to have a calm talk how he needs to eat and not overextend himself, since it doesn't just cause harm and discomfort for him, but for you. Find ways that it doesn't come this far. I can kinda understand that you nag since the nerves are raw. But I think it is important to reflect such situations when calmed down. What can we do so that it don't happen again? Otherwise small things can build up to resentment. My 45 male, wife, 38 female, has been talking dirty about something she told me she doesn't like doing. So for context, a year ago, I told my wife that I needed more sex and more variety, and we argued and discussed this a lot. We have been married 15 years. I asked her why about 6 years ago she stopped liking giving me BJS. She said she never liked doing it, though I remember her enjoying it and telling me she enjoyed it. More recently, she has been talking dirty during sex about how much she likes it, though she hasn't really, more than 10 seconds. Done it for years now. She knows that I miss that. Every time she mentions it, I'm taken back to when she laughed and told me it was only for younger people. I also don't want to say something, and for that to be the end of her being at all interested. What is the way forward? I really wish people somehow could talk, like in sentences, and express their thoughts and feelings. Wouldn't it be nice? So, you have some problems. Have you discussed with your wife? Like short BJ time to time? Does she not liking cleanliness? Smell. Does it take too long? She okay with BJ, but not finish in her mouth? Have you discussed what dirty talk is good for each of why? Is BJ talk makes her hot? Is it sorta degrading talk she likes but doesn't like to do? All those things don't take that long to discuss, and no Reddit needed. When she brings it up, just say go for it, and see what happens. I'm very early to replying, so I see there's no good replies yet. I'd try sitting down with her and asking what exactly she doesn't like about it. See if you find a middle ground for her. You could also offer to go down on her and have it be a, I scratch your back, you scratch mine deal. You could also just talk with her again and say how it makes you feel emotionally when she doesn't like doing that to you. Basically, you both just need to communicate and hopefully compromise. I feel for you and good luck. If you want your dick sucked, you need to say, hey, I want my dick sucked. If she says no, you either learn to live with it or end the relationship. There's not much you can do here. She's allowed to stop liking it. She's allowed to dirty talk about it because it's something that turns you on. Just bring it up and tell her it's really important for you to start doing this again and go from there. My sex drive is really erratic. Between weeks I can go from sex daily to repulsed by the idea. My partner works with me, so we can both be happy. If she doesn't like having you in her mouth, could a lot of licking be a compromise? Really messy, but with her hand. I don't like that my comfort can make my partner feel a little bit neglected, but there's not much to do about it. You could ask her to skip talking about it. I feel like it isn't unreasonable. Some people don't mind being teased about things they want, but don't get. It's okay if you're not one of them, but more communication about what we like, what we don't like, etc. That helped me and my partner. It's not surprising that she didn't like doing BJ, but did them anyway. I think most people can relate to doing something sexually they hated, but tolerated it. But after 15 plus YRS, it looks like she's done tolerating it. It's also not surprising after talking to you she's trying to spice things up, but also having to do the bare minimum because she still hates it, but also worried about what her boundary could mean. But this is not healthy for either one of you. It's going to lead to a lot of resentment. As it's already been mentioned, trying talking about it. But if she's decided it's now a boundary, it's one you're going to accept, or make some tough decisions, if BJS are that important to you. I think I'm being lied to. My 39M, wife 38F. Lost in casino W/36M, her sister's boyfriend. My wife, 38F, and I, 39M, went out to the casino with her sister's boyfriend, 36M, while her sister was out of town. The bro-in-law and I get along, and I considered him a friend. We were all hanging out and playing at the slot machines and drinking. It was late, and we were all pretty drunk. As we were playing, the two of them disappeared. I got up and walked around for a few minutes looking up and down the aisles in the immediate area and couldn't find them. So I sat at a game in the main aisle right where we had last seen each other, making myself easy to be found. Well, they were gone for over an hour. When she came back, I flipped. I couldn't believe they couldn't find me when I never left the general area we last saw each other. She started saying they've been walking up and down searching several times, and even stopped 2 security guards and asked them if they had seen me. I said, so did you talk to the security guards before or after you snuck off? She got angrier the more I pressed. I told her to get away from me, so she stormed off and told him she would take him home. How can I believe such a bullshit story? This casino isn't like others that are mazes. It's one giant rectangular warehouse-type building with one main aisle down the center. It would take maybe 10 minutes to walk from one end to the other and back, going up and down the main aisle. It's not like I was tucked away in a corner somewhere or moved far from where we were sitting. Please help, need advice on what my next move is. Edit. My phone was dead, and she knew that before she got lost. I also should have mentioned that I was kind of zoned into the machine and wasn't doing much talking at that point, and that I was way drunker than her and probably should have left an hour before that. Could be a few things. I don't know your wife. 1. They were especially drunk and lost track of time, played damage control with a dumb harmless lie. Did nothing wrong but should have been more considerate. 2. You weren't as visible as you say you were or left to go look for them when they came back to check that area. 3. Something happened or something has been going on and she uses anger as a defense mechanism. I would do what you can within reason to find out more about their relationship. If you can't trust your wife to be out of your sight for an hour at a casino without thinking she fucked her brother-in-law, then you have bigger relationship issues. Do you not trust her? Has she ever given you reason to not trust her? Do you have jealousy issues? I've been to casinos, big and small, and they are kind of disorienting with all the sounds, lights, and people. I have definitely gone off on my own and played a few games, then had a hard time finding someone. That's probably what happened unless you have reason to believe otherwise. Isle passageway. Island Island. How do you know it was an hour if your phone was dead and you were plastered playing slots? So she was drunk, but was safe to drive him home? Do you not have a cell phone? My wife, 37F, of 18 and a half years told me, M39, she cheated in me 15 years ago. My wife of 18 and a half years told me she cheated in me 15 years ago. Backstory about 15 years again, my wife deployed to Afghanistan. While she was there we didn't have much communication because the internet at the time was not the greatest, but we would be able to message each other every 3 or 4 days. I remember middle of the deployment she pretty much stopped talking and would message me back once every 2 weeks. I remember her getting mad at me all the time for no reason. I thought we were going to get a divorce after she got back. Well, after about 2 months of being back, we started to work stuff out. But when she showed me pictures from the deployment, there was one guy that was in almost every one of her pictures, which made me think something happened, and I asked, and she denied any happened, and that was just a good friend. She told me about her roommate having sex multiple guys while they were deployed. Well, years go by, and about 6 years ago we were talking about our relationship and how it had a little bump in during that deployment, and told her that I thought she had an affair while she was there. She denied it and said she had only ever been with me, and she hated that she treated me like shit during that time in our relationship. So I chalked it to beginning on a troubled deployment, and that had a lot of stress at the time because at least twice a month they were getting mortar sent to the base. I had been on overseas deployments and understood. Well, last night my wife comes in and tells me she did cheat on me while she was deployed. She is currently saying it only happened once, but I don't know if I can believe her at this time. She says she doesn't know why she did it, but it's been waiting on her a lot lately, and she needed to tell me. I don't know what to say to her or what to do. She has been my best friend for years, and the one I talk to about shit like this, and now I feel alone and broken. I want to have trust in her, but how can I? Now anytime she leave for a work thing, and we are in a bad place, that has always come into my mind. I'm just crushed and don't know what to do because I don't want my child to go through having a broken home. You asked her back then, she denied it. You asked her 6 years ago, she denied it. And now she is telling you. She should have taken it to the grave or told you 15 years ago, even 6 years ago. Instead she dumps this massive pile of poo on you, now, because it has been on her mind. Poor baby. I am livid and I don't even know you. Only once sounds like typical cheater trickle-truthing and does not explain why she stopped communicating. Odds are, it was an entire relationship conducted while she was there, and it ended because he or she were reassigned elsewhere. While you decide what to do, I would suggest digging. Not unlikely she's a repeat offender, so dig on her phone, SM, emails. Sorry, remember the roommate stories. Roommate could easily be your wife telling about her own activities, but substituting roommate in the stories. If things have been great with your wife for the last 15 years, then chalk it up to the bonding during extreme life or death situations. Either let it go or let her go. Your choice. It wasn't the roommate who was the barracks bunny. I've seen it happen so much and you would not believe it. Almost none of them last without slipping up, and most of them get around and love it. Sorry, man. Military relations are rough. You can't trust her. She spent 15 years lying to you. Your entire relationship is built on her lying to you. Better to divorce and have 2 parents separate than to show your kid it's okay to stay with someone who treats you like this. Your child will have whatever relationships in life you teach them are acceptable through your own. If you stay and you're teaching her it's acceptable to be cheated on once, 20 times in a row,